It should be okay on YouTube. So, like I said, if you want to go to YouTube, it'll be better, but it's okay here. So, this is why I want to talk about a lot of things tonight. So, first, we want to talk about Bitcoin's all-time high on the horizon, right? Is that, and I'm just gonna be frank here, because a lot of people are coming at me because I said MicroStrategy would go up because the market is expecting a Trump win. And people are getting mad, why are you saying Trump could win? Why are you saying this? I'm not saying Trump's going to win. I'm saying that's what the market sees. On poly market, on prediction markets, it's 70-80% that they believe that Trump's going to win. I mean, 65-70% that Trump's going to win. I can't help what the markets say, but I can make money off of it. Now, you can't let your emotions get involved in you making money. Those are two separate things. That's what people don't realize, right? Is that, and I'm not making money off of Trump. I'm not making money off of Harris or my beliefs. I'm just saying what is, right? If the sun is coming up tomorrow and I know that the sun is coming up, why would I be stupid enough to not make any plays against that or for that? That's stupid, right? So what I see in the market, what a lot of people see is that Trump's about to win. And I'm just saying that's the truth. And the reason why, that's why a lot of crypto stocks up. That's why crypto's pushing against 70,000. All these things is not to say that he's a better choice. All it's saying is that he's more pro crypto, right? And Elon Musk actually made a pretty good decision, I think, because traditionally Democrats have been pro green energy, right? So Elon Musk company actually benefited from Democratic, Democrats having power. And then he switches over to Trump at the last minute. If Trump wins, now he's on both sides. And that's actually a smart move by him. And that's the reason Tesla's also doing well. So, so let's move on. So like I said, is that Bitcoin is almost at the end of its correction phase. Where it's pushing against 70 right now. Let me see where it's at. I actually got a big, it's at 69,800. So it's going to be past 70 probably tonight. So I can't see the screen. Hold on for a second. See if I can turn this. Yeah, I couldn't see the screen, so I'm sorry. It was very difficult to see. So I need you guys to share live with 10 of your friends. Put the word share in the comments. The brightness was too low, but hopefully people are doing well. It's popping. Well, there's nothing I could do about that, so I turn the volume down a little bit. So back to what I was saying. Um, so now, like I said, is that if Trump does win, we're going to 100, 125,000. There's a lot of analysts that said that, and it's not because Trump is better. I got to keep saying it because you'll get attacked and stuff for politics now, which is crazy. And that's not. I don't have a candidate. I don't have a belief. But I'm just saying is that Trump is pro crypto, so he's going to throw gas on the fire. He's going to create a pro crypto office. He said he's going to do that. He's going to free. It's a guy named Ross. Free. I don't know if you've seen his free Ross shirts. That was a guy, one of the first early pioneers in crypto. Now he was crypto. Mirror. If we go back to like 2000, I was in crypto in 2011. That's when I first got into crypto. To be 100% honest with you, the way I got into crypto is because I was studying computer science at University of South Florida here in Florida, in Tampa. And I was studying software security, right? Cryptology. And I just happened to run across it. And I was very interested in cryptocurrency because of its potential and because it was already based on something that I was doing, right? So that's the reason why I got in, just pure sure luck almost. It's in the right place at the right time. But when I got in crypto earlier, cryptology is the study of encryption across computer systems. So on a Wi-Fi network, for example, when I type in google.com and that address goes out into the air, that information is encrypted so somebody can't just listen to whatever you're saying. That's a type of encryption. When I log into my bank stuff, the way that the bank data go, when you put in your password into a form or a website, when that password gets sent, it has to be encrypted or changed or somebody could just see it. So that's the study of encryption, how things are encrypted in order to stop third parties from looking at it, right? That's the whole study about this. People got PhDs in that. I was going to get my master's degree in that. So I just happened to run across it. And that's what cryptocurrency is based on, that encryption, those encryption methods. So, and it was dirty back then. Now, I remember I'd go to crypto conferences and people would meet in the lobbies and they would buy and sell Bitcoin with duffel bags. Duffel bag full of money. Dude would transfer 10,000 to one dude. He'd throw a duffel bag across the table. And back then, nobody was robbing or nothing, but there was a lot of illegal elements in crypto. It was drugs, and there was a website called Silk Road where you could buy any type of drug, any type of illegal thing you wanted. And this guy Ross, he ran it secretly, but the FBI eventually called to him. And then he ran the website. He didn't sell any drugs, and they got him for every drug that was facilitated on that website. He was given that, and he got life in prison. Right? Which at the time was ridiculous, because it's like giving Craigslist dude life in prison because there's prostitutes or there's drug deals that go across on Craigslist. Remember Backpage? All those prostitutes on there? Nobody went to jail for that. But this guy went to prison for what he was doing, for life. So a lot of people are saying that the reason why they put him in jail for life, because they were actually trying to stop Bitcoin. And they were trying to set an example. Is this what happens when you mess with Bitcoin? So he got put in prison. He's been in prison ever since. And Trump says day one he's going to release that dude. Now, I know y'all don't know about it, but for the crypto community, that's huge. He's like, and I know he was dirty. He was selling little drugs probably. I mean, I'm not saying, and I grew up with a lot of people that sell drugs. All drug dealers ain't bad people. I'm telling you, a lot of people outside of prison are better than the ones, outside of in prison are better than the ones outside. And I'm not saying it all. I'm not saying I support criminals, but I'm just saying that's the truth. And he got put in jail for life. He shouldn't have got life. He should have got like 7 years, but he got life. So Trump says day one he's going to release him. Now Trump's going to do all this stuff for cryptocurrency community, and that's why crypto is going over 125,000 if he gets elected, which it looks like he is. And I'm just telling you what the prediction market says. I'm telling you what the market says. I'm telling you what the polls say, because if you look at the polls, there's a little. They don't show a clear winner. But everything else points to a Trump victory. So I'm just saying. So if that happens, I've been saying this for a year. I've been saying that it's going to push cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically, into what we call a super cycle. We've been talking about this on the Crypto Trends podcast for months. If you miss what's coming, it's your fault. If you come up to me and say, Armando, at an event or something, I should have listened to you. Nothing else you got for me? I get that all the time. I'm going to tell you to go eat rocks. I'm a nice guy. I don't talk like that. But if you come up to me and say, I'm sorry, man. I listened, but I just didn't do it. Too much bachata. Too much football, man. I couldn't do it. No, man, I'm sorry. I cannot help you out anymore because I laid out the blueprint for 2 years. We talked about, it was a stock we dropped 3 weeks ago. It's up 38% today. MicroStrategy up like 30, 40% since we called it out last week. The options up 300, 400, 500%. You've had the plays given to you for free. The CNC is doing a lot more better. But I just don't get it. I'm telling you the plan. This is if you listen to this Strategy Sunday, and I encourage you guys to share live with 10 of your friends, put the word share in the comments. This is your blueprint for success over the next year. So like we said, we have the event 1125 New York City. We're going to drop the biggest investments over the next year, next 2 years, next 5 years. We're going to lay it all out for you for 2025 in New York City. I need you guys to come to that to support the movement, support the CNC, support Mark Rogers. We're all going to be there, 1125 New York City. There's no excuse. That's the week of Thanksgiving. You can come in there, New York. You got off that week anyway. So you might as well show up. We're going to have an event before that for the CNC members. If you need to join the CNC, which is our trading group, DM me the word CNC, click the link in the bio. If you're in the CNC, you've been making money, I need you to drop those money bags now. And if you would, tell me how much you made. You don't have to, but I like to see that. So we're going to talk a little bit about Ethereum. Somebody asked me what's happening with Ethereum. I want to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about institutional activity. It's happening with Coinbase. And I want to talk about some key AI stocks and some actually new stock that could do extraordinarily well. I should have called it out yesterday. It went up 28% today. It was on my list to call out yesterday. And I couldn't go because I got stuck in Puerto Rico. So I couldn't do Strategy Sunday yesterday, but I apologize. Coin is going to do extraordinarily well too, because and we talk about that on the Crypto Trends podcast with Robert Croak, is that when this bull run starts, retail investors, not you guys because you've been here, retail investors are going to panic because they don't know what's been going on. They've been completely out of the loop for 2 years. Then all of a sudden they hear on the news, Bitcoin's at 150. Oh my God, I saw it go to 30. Why did I buy it? And then they're going to run and call you probably and say, hey man, you're in the crypto, you're in the stocks. What should I do, man? What should I do? And you can tell them whatever you want. You can help them. You don't have to help them. That's up to you. But this is what happens. It's too late. The big gains are gone by then. It's over. You missed it, right? But those people are going to run back to the cryptos that they remember in the last run. Dogecoin, Shiba, Bitcoin. That's what they're going to run back to. Now, Bitcoin will already be at 150. So they're going to be, and remember, this altcoin season happens after Bitcoin. That's what we're going to talk about Ethereum. Why, people ask me, why hasn't Ethereum went up? And I still believe in Ethereum more than Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you why. Because Bitcoin is the market driver. It's the one that always moves first. It always gets the hype first. It always takes on the profits first. And then secondly, those altcoins start receiving those profits as that money from Bitcoin starts to propagate through the market. And then more money comes in. A lot of people's first experience with cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, then they move into other currencies. So that's the way the money moves through the market. But also the way the mind moves. 150, they're going to call you. What did I do? I saw somebody tell me Dogecoin's going up. And then you tell them, I don't know about it. I mean, whatever you want to do. And they're going to go right back into Dogecoin, right back into Shiba. That's going to cause a spike in those prices. Now, if you're a smart man or woman, you get in before that. Wait till that retail rush gets in and get out at the peak of it. Because retail investors are very unsavvy. They're going to push it up. They're not going to understand that prices can't stay up like that, and they're going to all lose all their money. But if you're smart enough to get in early, right now or sometime this year, when it does pop off sometime in 25, you can take advantage of that retail push into Dogecoin, Shiba, and those other coins that were popular in 2020, 21. Because remember, the vast majority of people have been missing for 2 years. They have no idea what we know. They have no idea about the developments or the changes. All they remember is what was hot the last time. So I appreciate the Rogers with the super chat. Thank you. Armando name service. Let me see. Retail investors already broke. Nah, they won't be broke for long. So I need you guys to share live with your friends. Let's try to get over 1,000, and I'll drop that nuclear power play that could do extraordinarily well over the next few years. So right now we got 971. Y'all ain't sharing a live. Y'all used to share it. I don't see nobody putting share it in the comments right now. If you're in the CNC, be making money, drop those money. We have the event, 1125 New York City. The edge of tomorrow, we're going to give you the hottest investments over the next year specifically, but also over the next 2 to 5 years in in artificial intelligence, in humanoid robotics, in blockchain, and also in quantum computers and quantum computing. So I need you guys to come to that event, 1125, links in the bio. You can DM me the word NYC, and I'll send you the link to get that. So I want to move on to key AI stocks, right? What happened today with Nvidia? Let's look it up. Today with Nvidia, it got 140. The height it actually touched 143 today, but the highest it's been is about 144, 145. It's going to get to 150. What I said about 6 months ago, that's where it was going in the short term. But long term, Nvidia is on a strong path to doing another 8 times from here. And that's the crazy thing, is that a lot of people who missed Nvidia are saying it's too late. It's still not too late. You still can go 8, 9 times from now. Nvidia is one of those stocks that you never let go. You can sell it for a little bit of profit. It's nothing wrong with taking some off the table, but it could be one of those stocks that are perennial, like Apple, Microsoft, IBM, those companies that have Nvidia is going to be one of those companies that in 10, 15 years People are going to be using it as an example. They're going to be showing it on social media, showing it on the news. If you invested in Nvidia back 15 years ago, you'd be up 82,000%. It's going to be one of those things like that. It's that it's going to continue to grow because AI is not a trend. AI is a fundamental change of society. Let me say it again. AI is not just a trend. It's a fundamental change of society. And we're at the very early stages of that. Now, I think that the vast majority of people do not understand the potential of artificial intelligence because all they know is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is 1% of the breadth of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can be embedded in everything. And it's not just about asking for music recommendations. It's not just about humanoid robotics walking through your house. It's a lot deeper than that. It's going to change the way we work. It's going to change our own futures. Everything about your life will be completely different in 10 to 20 years because of the influx of artificial intelligence. Now, this thing that's going to make it explode better than you ever think is quantum computers. Quantum computing is going to come in and it's going to supercharge artificial intelligence 1,000 times. Now, what ChatGPT does today, think about it doing it 1,000 times stronger. And that's what's coming in the future. It's going to be like creating an intelligence that we won't even be able to understand it anymore. Now, the people who are invested in stocks like Nvidia, Palantir, SoundHound, those are going to be the controllers of the future. Holding assets like that are going to make you powerful in the future. Real estate. Now, if you're on the sideline and you're not put your hands up like this, what am I going to do? And you don't care and you're apathetic and you're living your life dancing, that's the people who will suffer the greatest when this starts to happen because they won't be ready for the fundamental change in society. So when those jobs that you have today start to change into other careers, they won't be ready because they didn't see it coming. When those jobs start to change from more service to human soft skill type jobs, they're not going to see it coming because they wasn't ready. They wasn't paying attention to what was happening right in front of them. Now we'll be ready. We'll have the assets. We'll have Nvidia when it goes up a lot, when Nvidia's by far. Now, right now it is, I think it hit the most valuable company once again last week, but I think Apple passed it again. But it's going to be 3 to 4 times more valuable than the second company on the list by the time this is all said and done. But it's going to take 10 years. It's not going to be a 2-3 year thing like it was before. Nvidia has an unmatched position in AI infrastructure that makes it almost unstoppable, right? And they're also focusing on software, which we talked. And I saw an article about Kathy Woods. It came out 2 days ago. And she was bragging about how she's talking about how software was the second phase of AI. Now, I told you guys that over 2 years ago. Like I told you, the blueprint is right in front of you. People just fail to listen. Like right now, we got 1,000 people in here tonight. By the end of the year, there'll be 4,000 people in here. Because once Bitcoin passes that all-time high on the 100, it'd be 4,000 or 5,000 people in here. And that's how it normally works, is that people don't pay enough attention to make the money. And that's all it's about, is paying attention. Broadcom's also going to do well. SoundHound is going to do extraordinarily well. I know it's a little bit behind, but it's still going to do well. But one of the things that I've noticed is that and that's why it pays to pay attention to the news. It pays to stay active listening instead of passive listening, is because a lot of times the news tells you what's happening. It's right in front of you. It's right there, right? And I got a question on YouTube. Somebody says, won't they get hit with antitrust laws? No, they won't, because antitrust will only apply because Nvidia is more. They're not really expanded like something like Google or Microsoft. It's not like Nvidia. Over time, I guess they could, but Nvidia only makes processors. That's all they do. That's what they're known for, right? So that's not breaking any antitrust laws. Now, if they start trying to control markets by, for example, they start making computers, then they only put their processes in. Then they only use their software that's AI. That's when you start getting into antitrust issues, is that you start trying to control everything and not just what you are good at or what you are known for. Google, they'll try to control. That's why they're running the site. That's why Microsoft ran into it, because they were delivering the Microsoft operating system with Internet Explorer and all the tools already in it. So that leaves no room for anybody else to compete. Nvidia is not doing that. They just make processors, right? If you can't compete directly with them, that's it. But in the future, they could run into something like that, but they haven't really been into that recently. I mean, they're not really doing anything like that now. So if you watch the news, you see that Microsoft, you'll see that Nvidia, you'll see Google, they're starting to buy up nuclear power plants. And this is a very interesting development because what I see here is that AI, if you ever been into a AI or a blockchain, that's two things that require a ridiculous amount of electricity. Processes in general, servers in general require a ridiculous amount of electricity, more than you can even imagine. Really, that's the biggest single cost in running these AI and blockchain systems and mining, stuff like that. So companies are smart enough to get ahead of that. Now, in order to reduce the cost of their AI systems and also to have a control of the market and other companies that need power, they're starting to invest heavily in nuclear power plants, the cheapest, most plentiful source of electricity there is. Now, nuclear power is risky because if something happens, it's like Chernobyl, it causes a lot of problems, but it's the easiest source of electricity that we have, that we know known to man. It's the most efficient. I mean, they have a rod of uranium and they just put it into water. The water boils more likely, and that's how we get electricity. They don't have to burn coal. You don't have to do anything. It's literally a rod of uranium, and the whole gigantic system is built to contain that because it's highly, highly radioactive. And they lower it down into water, more or less. The water is so hot and has so much energy in these rods that it boils the water, and the water turns turbines and makes electricity. Now, and then when they lift it out, when they want to cool it down, they put it, that's all they have to do. And this process, once the uranium rods are there, it can do it for 30, 40, 50, 100 years, forever in some cases. Because like a nuclear submarine that's powered by, in this method, more or less, never runs out of energy, ever. That's how efficient and how powerful nuclear power is. Now, because AI models are extraordinarily power hungry, sophisticated, the demands for computational power is rising. Large-scale language models, autonomous systems, and advanced analytics rely heavily on energy-intensive data centers. Now, there's a stock out there that Sam Altman is investing heavily in. And it went up today 28%. And I'm sorry I didn't get online last night because I was going to tell y'all about it last night because this is actually the notes I had last night. But this stock is going to do extraordinarily well in the future. It's a very cheap stock. I think it's at $28. I could see it going 5, 6, 7 times over the next 2 years. And it could be a 10 bagger, right? It's going to take a while, but it could be one of those 10 bagger, which means it can go up 10 times from here. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm not going to put a time limit on it because I really don't know. But I think over time, we could see 10 times from here. It could be a 10 bagger to add to your portfolio. Now, before I tell you what it is, I need you guys to share it to your friends. Put the word share in the comments. Let's try to get this live over. We got over 1,000, so I guess I can tell you the stock. But I need you guys to share live with 10 of your friends. Put the word share in the comments. Also, please come to the 1125 event, New York City. DM me the word New York NYC. I'll send you the link. Y'all ain't sharing the live. Get back over 1,000 before I tell you. It's been only 1,000 for a second. Yeah, we're not back over 1,000. Come on. 998, 996, 998. How many people we got on YouTube? I can't see. Let me check real fast. That many. No, there's a lot of people on YouTube. Yeah, we're over 1,000 again, so we're good. So the stock I'm talking about is called Oklu. It's OKLU. It's up 113% year to date since going public in May. It's a very new stock. There could be a situation over the next few months where it could be a drawback because some of the as it goes public, there's stocks that are that a lot of the insiders, a lot of the employees can sell after like 6 months, a year, or whatever. So you have to be prepared for that. It could happen. You have to, you just have to be prepared for it. But like I said, OCO focuses on small modular reactors. They're a smaller version of the big nuclear reactors we see. They're compact, advanced reactors. They offer improved safety compared to the traditional nuclear reactor. They're more efficient, and they're really not. They don't have any out yet. But in 2027, they're going to start putting the first ones out. So this play is a little bit longer play because it's mostly for the next 2 years going to be built on potential. But over time, once those reactors come online, 2027, 28, that's when you're going to see the real gains. So like I said, I don't know, it may be slow. It may not be overnight, but I could see a lot of potential with this particular stock. And there's a lot of key partnerships. Like I said, the OpenAI CEO, Sam Altman, he's heavily deep into this. The surge in AI and cloud computing has intensified the demand for consistent, clean power solutions, especially among tech companies like Google, Microsoft, OpenAI. And these reactors are promising a solution that can be easily integrated into these tech projects. So I see this company doing extraordinarily well over the next few years. So I want to talk a little bit about Tesla, and I'll let you guys go for the night. Yeah, we had a lot of plays that did good this week. So if you guys want to know all this stuff, you need to join the CNC. The CNC is our trading group. We make friendships in there. We make a lot of money. A lot of people. I don't know how many millionaires we got. I think we got like 27 millionaires. That's people that came in with 10,000 and now they're millionaires. So it's a lot. We've made a lot of millionaires in your CNC over the years. So like I said, if you want to join a strong community that can make you a lot of money and also get you to where you want to go in life, you need to join the CNC. DM me the word CNC. I'll send you the link, or you can click the link in the bio. No, I don't trade futures. I only trade options. Yeah, who's trolling? I can't. Who's trolling? I'm about to block him. I'm about to walk over there to block him too, but I'll do it. Who's trolling? What's his name? It's time to get blocked. CNC is $97 a month, and you get a year for like $600. See, somebody came in like, "What's gonna explode?" I've already told you. This is what I don't understand. Before we go on to Tesla, I'm just talking. Why would you come into a live when it's already 40 minutes in, and then get mad because the person's not talking exactly at that time about what the title is? Now, wouldn't you expect the dude to have moved on? I don't get that. I mean, I don't get why people are like that. That's the thing. CSNMR. Let's go ahead and block it. I had to come from around the desk to block that dude. He's gone now. But I'm talking a little bit about the future of Tesla. Like I said, I think Elon Musk, I don't know if he's doing it from his heart or he likes Trump or don't like. I don't know what he's doing. But I know that it is a good move politically if Trump does win. Because what he's doing with NASA, what he's doing with green energy, that's always been Democratic issues. And now he's like switched sides and like he's now that's I don't know if he's doing it like just as a business move. I don't know, but regardless, he's now on the other side. So yeah, so like one thing I do like about what's happened. That's why I got this shirt on, is that he has a lot of, now I don't think about him politically, but I do like his goals of putting 1 million people on Mars by 2050. And the thing about that is that's what we're going to talk about 1125. That's one of the things we're going to talk about in New York. I'm going to go into that extensively. It's because people don't realize the investment potential of going to Mars over 30 years, right? And then people say, well, it's going to happen in 30 years. How am I going to make money from it? Well, that's where the power of bonds come in. And that's where the power of long-term investments come in. It's because government bonds, there's a set of government bonds that expires in 30 years. Now, how are you going to make money off something in 30 years? Because those bonds are tradable on the market. So you can buy it and sell it, buy it as they go up or whatever. There's a lot of ways to make money on longer term investments. So if Elon Musk were to issue bonds or take some kind of stock or do some kind of IPO for his Mars missions, there's going to be extraordinarily potential. And remember this, is you can make money on something without ever seeing it come to fruition. Because the way that stocks, options, futures are valued is not always based on what the company is actually doing. It's based a lot on potential and hype. So if the company does in 2050, I may not be here, but along the way, that could be a ridiculous amount of money because people are hyped up about it. There's a lot of potential, and there is an open market for stuff that's happening into the future. How do you think banks make money on a 30-year mortgage? Because they sell it. As soon as you get a house, they're going to sell it on an open market. And they sell it and buy it, sell it. It's an open market for these longer term investments. And that's what's going to happen if he decides to go to Mars, because how are you going to invest in something that's going to happen 30, 40 years from now? You're going to do it in that way, right? And that's why I'm not saying it's going to happen in the next year or two, but you have to keep your eyes and ears open to these opportunities, because if you're not on top, by the time you hear it from a third party, it will be too late. Information tends to travel from the top to the bottom. The richest people hear it first by chance, and then the poorest people hear it last by chance. Now, if you're active about it, you can get closer to the top of that information flow. If you're passive about it, you'll be at the bottom. By the time it gets way down to the bottom, all the opportunity is too late. And you're the sucker because you're going to buy into something that's already dying and going through another cycle at the end of the cycle. It's already in the end of distribution. You're going to buy it right before markdown. So you have to be active about these things to put yourself at a higher level in the information flow. If you're passive about it, you'll be at the bottom. And then you'll be telling your friends, oh, every time I try to invest in something, it doesn't work out. The market's rigged. It's all a scam. Everything I do doesn't work. That's because you wasn't active about the education. You wasn't active about the information flow. You weren't active about garnering or obtaining the information. So you put yourself at the bottom. And when you're at the bottom, that's the worst position. So like I said, is that future of Tesla? I think Tesla's actually had a great week this week, and we talked about this last week, and it's going to do extraordinary one in the future. I think that Tesla's a good stock to have in your portfolio going forward. I think I know what happened. Man, yeah, that's what happened going forward. So, like I said, is that so I'm gonna end this talking more about cryptocurrency, because I think it's very important for us to know what's going to happen over the next 3 months. But if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try to answer them. But I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to free talk now. We go back to what we were talking about before. Is I want to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and what's going to happen. Is that Bitcoin is highly likely going. Now, this is what a play that I told you guys about is MicroStrategy, and I think the risk versus reward on this play is very high. And I'm willing to tell. I've told you guys last week. Now, and I told people this is what's going to happen over the next week. Now, you could do it if you want to. If you're in the CNC, we got a clear path to it. We're talking about it every day. You need to join. This may be your last chance. That's why you have to get into the CNC. DM me the word CNC. I'll send you the link or click that link in the bio. We've been running this play with Mark for weeks. And this is when it's going to come to fruition. I'm telling you what's going to happen is that the prediction markets see a Trump victory. They do, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear it. I'm sorry if you want to close your ears and not listen. That's what it is. That's what it says. So I make plays based on data, not emotion. So if I see the data, I'm going to say, I'm going to go with that. So if Trump wins, the next day, Bitcoin's going to go up 10, 50, go 5, 10%. Wednesday, probably whenever they call the election, it may take a day or two, I don't know. The next day, Bitcoin's going up 10. Then we're going to march all the way to 100 over the next 2-3 months before the end of the year. MicroStrategy moves at a 2 to 3 times what Bitcoin does. We talked about this play in the Crypto Trends podcast. Y'all haven't been paying attention. So it's going to move it. So that means if Bitcoin goes up 30%, MicroStrategy is going to double in price. The options are going to go up 10, 15, 20 times before the end of the year. That's a play right now that could set your life up. I'm telling you right now. And you say, well, I don't know I don't know how to go through it. I don't know what to do. I don't know about options where you need to join the CNC. But I'm telling you right now, you don't have to join. I just told you what's going to happen. And that's a play that could change a lot of people's lives right there. That's probably one of the biggest plays of the year. Because we know what's coming. Even if Harris doesn't win, Bitcoin is still going to go up because the uncertainty's over. Not as much, but it's still going to go up. MicroStrategy is going to do 2 to 3 times what Bitcoin is over the next 2 months. The options are going to do 10 times that. That's the play right there. And you say, well, I think I missed Bitcoin, right? So Ethereum is behind Bitcoin right now. Ethereum's at, how many people we got on there? Where's Ethereum at? Let me see. Right now, Ethereum, we're at 60. We just passed 70 on Bitcoin. Right when I was looking at it, we're at 70. We went to 70.15. So that was 70 is a huge, huge resistance point. So once we get 70, 74 is clear. We may be at 74 sometime about right when the election's happening. Then it's going to march to 100,000. It's at 70.21 right now. So Ethereum right now is at 2,500 right now. So Ethereum's all-time high was 4,700. We're well below that, 50% below what, like 40% below what the all-time high was. But Ethereum will eventually catch up to where Bitcoin is. Once the Bitcoin reaches at 100, altcoin season will start sometime first quarter of next year. Ethereum, NEAR Protocol, which could go up 200% in a year. We talked about that on the Crypto Trends podcast. Robert Krook has been talking about it for 2 years. There's a lot more other, cryptos out there. We got Solana is going to do extraordinarily well. All of these altcoins, which haven't seen the gains that Bitcoin have, the money will flow into the altcoins the first, second quarter of 2020. And that's when we're going to see these altcoins start to pass all-time highs and far surpass the percentage gains of Bitcoin from today. The plays are all there. And I said this over a year ago. I said, if you go through 24 and 25 and you don't change your life, you didn't want to change it. And I'm sorry. I'm not going to be nice. I'm not going to say, oh, don't worry all the time. Maybe it won't. You could have joined the CNC. It was right there. You could have came to an event. You could have listened to a lot of you guys do listen, so I appreciate you. But a lot of people don't listen. They run off footballs, and for some reason that's so important. I don't get it. I'm an ex-pro athlete, and I don't get why you put that much energy into a professional sport. That's what I used to get paid for. Like, I understand liking something. Like, if you go into I wish I could show you guys my room back here. I got basketball and football jerseys on the wall, signed by people. Some of them I know, some of them I don't know. I like sports, but I just said I don't see why somebody dedicates their life to it like that, unless you're getting paid. Like, people tailgate, they follow the teams. I don't get it, but some people do, and then they play Madden while they're not doing that. Modern Roman circuses. And if you're rich and you're doing it, that's okay. If you were, let's say you saved up all your life, you made some good investments, you're a multimillionaire, and you say, well, I'm going to spend my retirement like that. That's perfectly fine. If you're 30 years old living with your mama, no, you should not. You don't have that right. You don't have that luxury. I'm sorry. You don't have it. If you got a kid or two, and your kids are not living well, they're not in decent living, no, you don't have that right to spend all weekend playing video games. You don't have it. That's a luxury that people have once they've already been successful and you haven't done it. Watching whatever that Brother Husbands or whatever that is, that was a popular show. Like who? Why? I mean, like God, I just don't get it. I mean, my mind may not be like the average person, so I just that's why I can't understand it. But all of these things are meant to distract you and keep you away from the money. The modern society is built in a way, and I talk about that in my book. So grab the book, Amazon, Strategic Millionaire. Society is set up in a way to keep you two things: keep you distracted and keep you confused. And they want to do that for 30 to 40 years. Because the average person starts to realize they were tricked around 60. That's why so many people die with so many regrets. One of the promises I made to myself is I ain't going to die with no regrets. I'm not going to have any regrets when I die. Because everything I could have done, I did it. And if it failed, it just failed. I did the best I could with the information I had at that time. So if you live your life like that, you have no regrets. There's nothing you could have done differently. With the resources I had, with the information I had at the time, I did the best that I could. And if you live like that, no regrets. But if you heard about investment and say, well, I'm not going to invest in that. I got to get this new Madden game. Or, I'm going to waste my weekends going to football games instead of being with my kids or learning or growing or making money. That's when you have those regrets. Or you've been distracted for 30 years. You've been kept away from the information and control and confused for 30 years. You're 65, you realize that they tricked you. And now you're full of regrets. Oh, I could have done this differently. Or I could have invested in this. Or my friend, I should have done this. That's why you're full of regrets, because you didn't actively seek information. Regrets don't exist if you do the right thing with the right information, with the right resources. There's no way you can have any regrets. Please talk with us about crypto. That's what I was just talking about. Like, how much more can I? So yeah, it's bouncing off of 70,000, but it's not really strongly through yet. So I think by the morning it'll be at 71, maybe 70, 7,500, 71. But right now it's just struggling to get through. But we'll see. Tuesday night's going to be a crazy night, I guess, with the election, because I'm not certain that Trump's going to win. I'm just saying that's what the markets are saying. He may not win. I mean, you don't know. I'm just saying the markets are saying he's going to win. But nobody knows really what's going to happen election night. I need you guys to share live with 10 of your friends. Put the word share in the comments. They say you need to move that surfboard. I'm going to go ahead and block them. What was that? No, I'm not going to block them. No, I'm not talking about quantum computing today, so I'll just move over a little bit. All right, well, I'll let you guys go for the night. I appreciate you, and have a great rest of your